Hi friends, my name is Ashley and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is actually going to be the first video that I will have created, and I thought what better way to start off the channel and the year than to do a 2021 journal and planner lineup. I know this looks like a lot, and it kind of is. Um, but this is kind of my hobby, my passion, art and journaling and planning a little bit here and there. But uh, I love documenting and I love paper and pens and stickers and ephemera. So this is it. That's just kind of who I am. So let's get started. Move some of this out of the way so that we can kind of start this journey off in a more organized manner. So this is my personal planner. Um, it's a Hobonichi Weeks, and I have it in a Chic Sparrow tea house chai. I love this leather. I love the patina. I'm a big fan. So can't show a lot of the insides, but this is the one that I got for this year. I love botanical illustrations. I had the botanical one for last year, and I really enjoyed looking at the cover. Um, I put a few stickers inside this time. Last year I didn't. I'm getting a little more where I want to personalize it a little bit more. So even though I can't show you exactly what's in here because it's a lot of it's very personal, I keep track of personal projects, and I keep track of pen pals and who I'm sending happy mail to. When I receive it, any orders that I might make online, so know when to expect things coming in and out. I'll keep track of any sort of, did I say personal projects? Personal projects, work, whatever, things that are just pertinent to myself. Um, and that's kind of what I keep in here. So that's that. Next, let's do the household planner. This is what I would call my household planner. And basically, it's all the stuff that I keep track of to run our household. So last year for this, I used an Erin Condren planner, and well, I did enjoy the paper. It was pretty bulky, so I couldn't take it anywhere. Like if I needed to take it out with me to a doctor's appointment or whatnot, and I wanted something that was a little slimmer of a profile and a little more portable. Of course, we're not really going anywhere these days because of the pandemic, but maybe later in the year, fingers crossed. So I got this really cute sticker from a local stationery store in Santa Monica. I cannot remember the name of the store, um, but I got several of these. They had lots of these really cool stickers where they had dogs and foxes and cats with wings, and I am a sucker for dogs and foxes. And you put wings on it, and I'm sold. So again, not this is kind of a lot of personal things in here. See if I can find a. Let's see. Okay, this is too personal. This is kind of what I have as a setup. So, um, typically, I will only put things that are very pertinent to the day right here. And I will put a task list on this side. Before last year, I would put specific tasks like chore wise per day. And I found that it was very discouraging for me because there were some days that I didn't feel like doing that certain chore, or I just got busy and couldn't do it. And having it as a weekly list that I can do as I have time or feel the need to or whatnot, that works out much better for me. And I feel much less discouraged about my progress for the week. So I do have a weekly chore list that I keep, you know, that I add to every week. And that includes, I'll add monthly like chores. And I do have that in my reference notebook, which I will share in a minute. Um, I put down when something bills. We have HelloFresh, and I put down when it bills and when we expect our delivery. I put down when our nanny works. Um, pay payments on the specific days, birthdays, appointments. This book is very much for the entire family. So I keep track of my husband's appointments or when he's off work, when he has something going on that's special, my kids' appointments, whatnot, if they were in activities, which they're not right now because of the pandemic. I would keep track of that here too. So this is just a lined insert, and right now there's not a lot in it. I was hoping that I could use it to take notes, you know, when you're on the phone and you need something to write a quick note on. This is kind of where that is supposed to land. Um, and then right here, I put a little tab. This is information on it. And I wanted to start keeping a health log for my kids. Anything like if they get sick or, you know, teething issues or stomach issues, whatnot. Um, just so that I can keep notes for when we go see our pediatrician. Uh, Luckily, my kids have been super healthy and haven't had to put anything in there. So, so next, let's do what I was talking about, the reference notebook. This is a Stalogy A5 full year. This is the first time I've been in one of these before. I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. I wanted to try the paper. I'm really into paper. And I wanted to try it. I've seen so many beautiful uh, channels and how people use it to plan and organize, and I'm just like, I had to try it. And I will say I love the paper. It's a joy to write on, and I've been very happy. I added these tabs. They don't stick very well. I have had them come up quite a bit, so I really don't know a solution for that. They're Midori, which I was kind of expecting more, but if you have suggestions on tabs for your journals or planners, please let me know because I may be taking these off and trying to find something different that will actually stick and stay stuck. So this is what I would call my reference slash list notebook. I kind of came to the realization this past year that there are things that I kept in my planner that I kind of wanted to like keep throughout the years and not just it wasn't a list or a thing for a singular year. And I didn't want to have to copy all that information into a new planner, so I figured I would do this instead so that this book can just be updated and kept throughout the years and I can kind of just roll with that. So the kind of things that I have in here, like the tabs are coming up. You might be able to see because the white balances are it's a little blown out. Anyway, um, here I have my currently inked. I have quite a few fountain pens, and I will frequently forget what ink I have in them. So I wrote down, I'm keeping a running list of what inks I have and what pens so that when it's time to refill it, I'm not like, uh-oh. Um, I keep, see, this is an issue. Okay, well, we'll fix that later. The tabs came up and they kind of stuck two pages together, which is not what I wanted to happen. I have a wish list. I have a master chore list, which I broken down into monthly, weekly, and daily. So, anyways, that's kind of what I have. So now we're moving more into kind of journaling slash documenting. So this is what I would call my project log, and this is a Sojourner cover, trifold, and I cannot remember the name of the leather. I apologize for that. I have a hard time remembering the names of the Sojourner leathers. Um, so I have this in a field notes signature. I love the idea of field notes. I, however, am not a huge fan of the paper. It's great for just pen and pencil, but don't try to watercolor on it. It doesn't work out. Um, so yeah. Basically what I'm using this for is to document any big projects that I do. So I quilt. I love to sew. So any like major sewing projects that I do. This was a baby quilt that I had done for my husband's best friend from childhood when he had his baby. And I put some fabric swatches in here, and I kind of wrote down what fabric collections I use, the size of the quilt, when it was done, um, and whatnot. Just information. I keep track of like any major like Happy Mail projects that I did. I keep track of the junk journals that I make. Right now, I've been making them just for myself. I do have some set aside to sell, this being one of them. Um, I just haven't had a chance to get around to doing a listing and trying to figure out how I'm going to sell it. But as you can see, here's another junk journal. This one was for my own use for a junk journal challenge. But that's kind of what it is. I want to keep track of some of these major projects, especially if I end up selling something, then I can always look back on, you know, what it looked like. And next is what I would call my oops, adventure log. And this is housed in a traveler's notebook cover, the camel color, with the standard size inserts. And there's some pencil boards. So this is a continuation from last year, as was the other one before. I'm just going to continue in this book until I fill it up. This is my volume 1. So the front, I have a folder, and then this is the actual log. And when I say adventure log, what I'm talking about is kind of documenting the big like outings that we have as a family. If we go on a new hiking trail, if we're visiting a city for the first time, any sort of travel. Obviously, with the pandemic, we're not traveling. So this has been kind of a slow process to fill this up, and it is what it is. But this was prior to the pandemic. We had gone to Ventura to visit the mission, and it was beautiful. Um, so this is kind of the idea, and a lot of this is local to us. We're not going extremely far, but just remembering, our adventures as a family, and whatnot. This was Knott's Berry Farm for the Taste of Halloween. So big events, adventures, new places that we're hiking, stuff like that. I'll keep that all in here. So next, we're kind of moving into actual journals. This is my junk journal that I'm keeping currently. These tend to be a little less a minute fixture. I do these throughout the year as I feel the need to. I don't typically journal in this every day unless it's I'm doing a challenge like I am now. I'm doing the Journal January challenge on Instagram. Oh, and if you want to, I do post every day on Instagram journal from my Hobonichi, which you'll see in a minute, and also my junk journal. Mostly there's some very loud people outside. Hopefully you can't hear that. So yeah, I do a lot of posts of that, and I will leave my handle down in the description box below. Feel free to check me out. I love seeing what other people are working on, just chatting with people. I do a lot of that there. So this journal was one that I had commissioned from a wonderful maker. Her handle on Instagram was Coffee and Paper Scraps. I really got that right. She is such a sweet woman, and she makes beautiful, stunningly beautiful journals. So I was incredibly excited that she had an opening for commission, and this was like my birthday gift to myself this past year. So currently, what I'm using this for is doing the junk journal prompts, and don't typically do a lot of journaling in my junk journal. If I do, it's very write quotes or I'll write little things if there's a prompt. I think in the future I may do more journaling, but it might be stuff that I can like journal on the back of the tag or put in a pocket so that it's kind of personal to me. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on now. And I do want to continue working this um, throughout the year till it's filled up. Junk journals for me are kind of a more of an art journal kind of thing. It's more expressive, collage, painting, whatever. It's kind of what I use that for. Less documented. So next, this is like the bread and butter. This is what I'm in every single day. Um, this is what I do. This is my A5 Hobonichi Pecho. Could I say that any more awkwardly? Probably, but we're not going to try to do that. Anyway, I got the Avec version this year. Last year, I had gotten spring start full year version. Oh my goodness, that thing had chunked up pretty pretty good. It was very, very chunky and a little unwieldy at the end. I didn't even make it the full year. I wouldn't even know what to do if I had tried to do a full year in that one. I was doing the trick where you like fold the book back on itself so that you don't have that big hump. But even with that, I was so worried about messing up the spine that I got so nervous having to do that. So I'm happy to be in a much thinner book right now, although I'm sure by the end of this thing will be like massive, just like the other one. So my journaling style for this also look like this. I do lean more towards the vintage feel, although I am mixing some like more cutesy modern things into the vintage, and I think I'm really finding like my flow with that style specifically. I do enjoy that, but mostly this is more memory keeping than journaling. Um, I don't write a lot about my feelings in this. It's not incredibly personal. It's a lot of photos of kids, of my husband, of the dogs, things that we do. It's very much documenting our day. I'm good with that. I enjoy that, and I hope one day when my kids are older, because right now they're 1 and 3, um, that they'll want to look back on this and see what they did and see what we did as a family. So that's my hope. This will be a keepsake for our family. Who knows if they'll have any interest in looking back on this? I enjoy looking back on it at the very least. But yeah, I don't write very many personal things in here. And, we ate this for dinner. We went here. Uh, this was a show that I really enjoyed, kind of thing. Um, Maybe some random thoughts, but not like nothing too personal. And then the last thing that I have, which is the newest thing that I made, I really need to get a cover for this one. I think this is a basic slim size, but I'm not sure. It's a Midori notebook, and I got it in a pack of three. It's still, anyway. Um, I am using this as a field guide. So we hike a lot as a family, and we love nature. And I really enjoy learning about the different plants and animals that are native to the area. We live in Southern California. I'm not originally from here, originally from Texas. So I've been living in Southern California for, I think, so the landscape is much different. Um, and I've been really interested in some of the plants and animals and whatnot that we've seen. And I want to document and keep my own notes. And it helps me kind of learn and, expand my own knowledge. And I think it's important for all of us to do that and grow interesting things, outside of ourselves. So anyway, long spiel to say that this is kind of like a nature journal slash field guide. Um, I specifically the format I'd like this to take, which who knows, I have trouble sticking to one single format. Um, I document the trail that we were on, the city that it was in, the date, and then I'll do an overview of what the landscape looks like. And then what I really, the bread and butter of this is to get and look at the individual plants or animals that we see and to write down some information about that. So, like, this is the California buckwheat, and it's a really cool plant. It's all rusty brown with little white flowers, and I, wrote down some facts about it, and I've been using an app. I cannot for the life of me remember what app it is, but it basically identifies flowers or plants. Um, and it's been really helpful, and it's been pretty accurate from what I can tell. So I've been writing, little facts, little details, and I'm hoping to do some botanical illustrations in here too of the different plants that we see. This one I haven't finished doing the writing part. I have stuck down the pictures, and I want to do this with few decorations, mostly the photos and writing is what it's about. So I'm very sparse with the embellishments. Definitely this week, hopefully, I'll have a chance to sit down and write down the names of the plants and the information. Haven't gotten very far in that yet, but that's kind of what I use that for, and I'm excited to learn our area, just expand my brain. So that is it for my stack, and I know it's a lot. Even I think it's a lot, but I enjoy it, and I enjoy playing in these books and documenting, just, kind of having fun, focusing on the important aspects. Um, so there's that. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to me talk for however long I talked for. I hope you'll come back and hang out with me again. Yeah.
Sorry, super awkward. Um, what do people say? Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Um, I hope to see you again soon. Talk to you guys later. Bye.